outsiders. But I won't do that. So look, if there are people who aren't like you in a game, you know, I want you to know that that game is still for you. You know, if the characters are a different race,
don't care,
or a different gender,
don't care,
a different.
I'm gonna stop you right there because that's starting to sound a lot like
layoffs in 2024 and even last year. That you start to just become numb to it.
Millions of dollars have been lost and thousands of layoffs have occurred.
We're now at 21,000, I believe the number is.
That last one's rough too because that's Alana Pierce. And if you didn't know, she's the smartest person alive in the games industry today. We should ask her a couple questions and see if we can fix this thing. For those of you who are new to the channel, this is a developer interview, but I'm going to speak in developer. So translations will be available for you at the bottom. Hi, Alana. Hi, Alana. First question. Is mindlessly accepting AI bad for gamers?
Mindlessly accepting AI is bad for gamers.
Yeah, but what about layoffs?
Layoffs are also bad for gamers.
All right, that's enough. Thank you, Alana. The other day, I was sending a work email on a Saturday, or what devs call experiencing crunch. And I got to thinking about just how butt-fucking hard it must be to be a game developer in 2025. Out of all the occupations in the world, there's nothing that quite compares to the specific difficulty of being a game developer. For example, did you know that some studios don't have paid time off? Some even have dress codes. Some require overtime. Holy shit, this is getting messy.
Anyway.
I've never ever been on live television. I never ever be on live television.
Every time a studio flushes itself down the industry toilet, an incel gets his dick wet. And we've been eating good, boys. You see, an easterly fuck around cluster has been building up in the Western Hemisphere since about 2015. And early predictions had it making landfall somewhere around a Category 3. But with the last-minute Western Renaissance and the drastic changes in current public opinion, it's looking like this is going to make landfall as history's first Category 69. Dave? But gamers just don't understand the industry the same way people on Blue Sky do. We thought it was as simple as, I want that thing, I'm gonna buy it. But it's not that simple. In fact, I think you should listen to a couple people who know more about this than even I do.
It's to do with the games industry thinking that you won't give a shit and you'll buy it anyway. That you, as a gamer, will not care about how poor the quality can get. You will buy the thing anyway, because they told you to.
So let's recap what we've learned so far. The games suck, no one's buying them, and it's not the devs' fault. It's not their fault when they ignore all of the current gaming landscape, the data points, the community feedback, and go in the complete opposite direction. They were listening to Twitter. What did you want? And that's leading to a devastating loss for publishers. The studio's underwater, investors are asking questions. How do we keep these people employed? Phil, Dave, I'm only the weatherman in this video. Quiet down, quiet down, quiet down. You were my idea guy, Phil. Yes, Anita. Seriously though, if we socialize the gaming industry, we could just pass these people around. Every studio should have to struggle with a different one of these with every new release. Because everyone knows how uniquely hard and important game development is. They should have the same job security as the United States Supreme Court. So I've never really heard anyone say this, but I don't really blame the suits anymore when games fail. Everyone always says,
studios who have done nothing but follow the commands of executives who had no idea what they were doing.
The investors and higher-ups who have to constantly micromanage these games and throw in their own ideas when they have no fucking clue what makes a good video game.
The soulless bigwigs at the top are now trying to scrape back as much money as they can.
But I'm just not buying it.
I ain't not buying your shit.
Listen, a developer, a character designer, sat down and instead of applying for a job at another studio, actually made this character model. Another game developer, a writer, who should at least have a rough idea of the current gaming landscape, instead of choosing to submit her resume to other studios, actually sat down and wrote this scene.
So, I'm non-binary.
Who the fuck starts a conversation like that? I just sat down.
They weren't forced against their will to do this stuff. I'm not an investor, but I doubt investors were showing up to the studio every day having them write lines like that. No investor is showing up to a studio saying, hey, make that character morbidly obese. Just not happening. At some point, we have to stop pointing the finger at other people and just fix the problem. But if the problem's not the devs, And the problem's not
DEI and wokeness actually killing video games. No, the writing has become at an all-time low.
So like, what's the big idea then? Every time we race swap, gender swap, make ugly, obese characters, take unpopular political stances, insert pronouns, destroy immersion, promote terrorism, it fails. What do we do? Holy fuck, it's Philip. Hi, I'm Philip, the better Phil, and my feet just made that sound, even though I'm barefoot on carpet, so you know you can trust me. These devs are just doing the best they can, and we can't lose them. But we just can't seem to figure out what the problem is. It's not the devs, it's not DEI, but by socializing the industry, I believe that over time, through lateral moves and consolidations, we can save these crucial fucking jobs. Alright guys, so just to make sure we're all on the same page here, the industry can and will consolidate these employees into a single studio. And while we're at it, let's go ahead and lower that budget. As time progresses, some will leave the studio, some will likely die of gender-affirming care complications, and some will just stop showing up. And I think we can fix this thing. What do you say, Anita?
I'm retarded. And I've never ever been on live television. I never ever be on live television.
You know you can trust me.